Hi, my name is Makeupbyxobecca. Today I'm going to be creating this makeup look right here. It's a little more neutral but still bright. And if you want to see how I created this look, just keep watching. Alright, I went ahead and threw up my hair and did my brows. You're going to need eye primer and an eyeshadow palette. Today I'm going to use the Morphe, sorry it's kind of messy, the Morphe X James Charles palette. I have the mini. First off, you're going to take eye primer and a wet, damp beauty sponge. Mine's a little stained, but it's clean. And just apply the eye primer. This is an important step. It helps to make the eyeshadow stick and it makes it more pigmented, and I find that if I don't use eye primer, my eyeshadow just doesn't turn out the same. Concealer also works. It's not as good, but that's what I used for years up until recently. I'm going to take a beauty sponge and blend it out.
You could also use a brush for this.
I'm going to start with this light pink shade right there on a fluffy packing brush. And just go ahead and pat it right in the crease of the eye. This is a transition shade, helps to blend out the other shades and make it look more smooth and flawless. So just pack that shade up in the crease. And by the way, if you guys want me to do a brow tutorial, I can do that. It just takes a while, so I did it off camera. And then I'm gonna take the bright pink shade right here, and then I'm also gonna take this darker maroony shade right there. So I'm gonna start with the bright pink shade, and I'm also going to take a smaller blending fluffy brush, and if you have eyeshadow on the brush, you can take this. It's a shadow switcher basically. It's like a sponge thing, and you just swirl your brush in it and it takes the shadow off, so you can use a different shadow on your brush. I'm going to take the bright pink shade and put it in the crease just a slightly lower than the light pink I did first. And because I want this to be a little bit lighter and more everyday, I'm going to go back. I also sometimes take my finger to blend out the edge there. But I'm going to go back with the light pink shade just to lighten it up a little bit. And that just lightened it a little bit. And then I'm just going to take just the smallest, just a tiny bit of that darker maroon shade to make it look more defined. Just a little bit, and then you can tap off a little bit just to make sure you don't have too much. And just go really low, but in the crease. That just helps to kind of define the eye a little bit. And I'm also going to take it in the outer side of my lid, just a little bit. Again, just to kind of define it. Just make sure it's good and blended. You can blend till your arm hurts if you need to, but just make sure that those lines are really smooth. No harsh lines. Make sure it's really nice and blended. And then that's pretty much it. Now we just gotta take a light color on the lid, a light sparkly shade. I'm gonna go into the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions, and I'm gonna take this shade right here. So you take a small packing brush right here, and I'm going to take, I don't have the label on it anymore, but this is just like a setting spray, and you can use it, or you could use water to dampen the brush a little bit. And you don't want it soaking, just a little bit damp, and what this will do is it'll help pick up the shade and make it pop more on the eye. Then I'm going to apply it on the inner part of my lid. just like that. I'm gonna apply just a little bit more and bring it into the inner or the middle part of my lid too. See how it's just really shiny and pretty? And then I'm also going to blend out the edge just slightly because I don't want it to be a cut crease. So I'm just gonna blend out that edge just a little bit, just slightly. Make it look seamless. I'm gonna take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Glow Kit. Mine is very loved, as you can see, and I'm gonna take this shade right here, Eclipse, the kind of pinky shade, and I'm gonna take this really tiny pointed brush, the shade Eclipse, and I'm gonna put that in the inner corner, just right there to add a pop. And I'm just gonna take a tiny bit, whatever's left on my brush, and put it in my brow bone to highlight. I'm gonna take the NYX Epic Incliner and I'm gonna do a wing off camera. As you can see, now I have a wing liner. If you wanna see how to achieve a wing liner, I can also do a tutorial on that. Next will be lashes. Today I'm gonna use Glam Cosmetics Cutie. And if you want to see a tutorial on how to apply lashes, I can also do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye and lashes off camera. So and I'll be my lashes and other eye on. Next is mascara, and also I forgot to mention before, something that you can do when you apply your lashes, if you can see the glue or it covers up your liner too much, you can go back over with your black liner and cover up the glue, redefine your eyeliner, all of that. So first I'm going to do primer. I'm going to take the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer to fill in my pores. Take a little bit and put it on just over my pores. I don't need to put it on my whole face. Sorry if you before heard noise in the background. I had my window open, I just closed it, and my mom's working in the other room, so if you hear that any noise, that's why. Alright, so now that I have primer on, I'm gonna take concealer. I don't really have a foundation I like right now, so I'm not gonna use any foundation. So I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, satin finish. I'm going to apply it under my eyes. Nose and forehead. And take my sponge and blend it out. Next, I'm going to take the Ciate London translucent powder, and I'm going to use that to set the concealer. Next, I'm going to take some powder foundation, since I'm not using regular foundation. It's the L'Oreal True Match Neutral Powder in Soft Ivory. I'm just going to take a big old fluffy brush and put it in the places that I didn't put concealer. And I'm also going to blend it down my neck. Alright, next I'm going to contour. I recently broke my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm extremely sad about it. So instead, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche. I'm going to use the contour shade. I'm going to put it on my cheekbones. And I'm also going to put it on my forehead and my temples. And just at the very top. And keep in mind with contouring, it really depends on the face and what looks best. Again, makeup is very trial and error. What works for me with contouring and with stuff might not work the same for you, but this is what I do for myself. And then I'm going to squish this brush just a little bit so it's smaller, and I'm going to contour my nose a little bit. Just like that. For blush, I'm going to take the Rude Cosmetics Blush Crush palette. This is Level Up. And I'm going to mix a few shades. I'm going to take a mix of High Score and Challenge right there. And I'm going to take this kind of angled, fluffy brush to apply it on my cheeks and blend it back a little bit. And this palette is very pigmented, so be sure to dust off a little bit so you don't get too much. And if you feel like you got a little bit too much, like me, because I clearly didn't tap it enough, you can take your big fluffy brush and blend it out a little bit. Alright, next is highlighter. I'm going to take this fluffy brush from Morphe, and I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Mega Glow in Blossom Glow, and you're going to apply it at the top of the cheeks. And I'm just going to take just the smallest amount of my Ofra X Madison Miller highlighter in Moondance. And I'm going to apply it just at the top of my cheekbone. Just a little bit to add a little bit more highlight. And we're almost done. Now time for lips. For lips, I'm gonna take two things. I'm gonna use this Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in Adorable. And I'm also gonna take this Glam Cosmetics Pink Lip Gloss. I don't know what the name is because it doesn't say on the packaging. You want to get this lip gloss and lashes. They are on Glam Cosmetics website. I'm an affiliate for them. You can get 15% off at checkout if you use code Xobecca. I will link that down below in the description. I'm going to start with this matte liquid lipstick. All right. Milani. And then once this dries down a little bit more, I'm going to take my Glam Cosmetics lip gloss and apply that. Sometimes what I do is I just put a little glob on my lips and dab it out with my finger, so it's not too thick. Just like that. And then we just have setting spray and then we'll be done. I'm going to take the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I believe this is the special packaging from last Christmas. It's almost gone, but I'm just gonna take this and spray it on. That just helps to ensure that the makeup will stay in place all day, and it also helps to make the powders look less powdery. Kind of make it look a little bit more like real skin. Sometimes what I do is I take the sponge and just kind of dab out that setting spray a little bit, blend it in a little bit, and then you're done. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell to ensure that you will get notified every time I post a video. Thank you.